How did you waste your 20s moving into and then staying in a career that wasn't right for me because I was unable to work through multiple high school traumas that completely wrecked my faith, my humanity? I was basically a robot, doing what my parents expected me to do. For those who want to know, it was as an accountant. Decent paying job, but senior staff had problems with the bottle and I never felt like I could reasonably trust anyone there. Didn't have the guts to resign because I didn't know what else I'd be able to do. Now 45 and working part-time retail as it was the only practical option left. Staying in a relationship where I sacrificed my own dreams to help my partner through addiction. I thought they would change. They didn't. Now spending my 30s focusing on myself and pursuing my dreams. I'm now giving myself the sacrifice I need to have the life I want. I'm shutting myself in my room, aggressively working towards my goals, and will not stop until I have achieved my goals. I'm going to the top, hope it's not too late. I went to a ton of concerts and smoked a ton of weed while doing it. I wouldn't consider it a waste though. I had a bunch of fun, saw some legends live, met some great people, and by the time I was 26, met the woman who would become my wife. You can have fun as a young person and still pull yourself up right before the point of no return. Depressed and horrible relationship. Healing from it now though. I'm just 26, there's always chance till last breath, so working on building connection with myself and helping myself. Would recommend Healthy Gamer GG, Joe Dispenza, Psychology books, Cognitive Function by Carl Jung, like 5A etc., and Helping Healing and Understanding Oneself. Hung out with the same clique from high school and drank quite a lot of beer. Failed to strike out on my own in an intelligent way. Failed to capitalize on the opportunities that I had handed to me, I just didn't see them because I couldn't see the larger perspective on things. Don't get me wrong, I had a blast too. Spent quite a few extra years in school due to switching majors and being unsure of what degree I wanted to pursue. Finally I decided to take a 1.5 year break to figure out what I really wanted to do. I went back to school after finding a major that I liked and finished school 2 years later. Wasted on medical school, to the point I started doing all kind of bad habits, smoking, drinking, etc., failing many exams that I gave up around the 4th year. Another year of psychological treatments. Now I'm 30, second honorary Bachelor of Accounting graduate. Waiting for a job opportunity. 29, made most of my life revolve around my girlfriend. She did go out and make new friends, and found another guy to replace me after 8 years. Now I'm alone in a city with no friends close me, no plan for the future, and an apartment I can barely afford on my own. Smoking too much weed and laying at the beach. Although my career was going very well and I bought my first house in my 20s, I can't help but imagine what else I could have accomplished had I had a better head on my shoulders and, well, wasn't a stoner. A lot of obesity and unemployment, but honestly, you shouldn't hold what you did when your brain wasn't fully developed against yourself. You are now a big girl with a big brain, and you have the power and confidence to make your life better. Make it downvoted, but having kids. I should have waited. Should have started a career. Instead I'm stuck as a stay-at-home mom because we can afford childcare. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids more than life itself, but I should have waited. I was in a 9-year abusive relationship. I didn't have a good model of what relationships should look like and I thought they were just supposed to suck, so I just dealt with it until I realized that's not how it's supposed to work at all. I prioritized money over school. I thought that $10 an hour was so much. I also unfortunately stayed at this job until I turned 30 and then it hit me. I didn't want to be there when I was 16 and I needed to do better with my life. Wish I made better choices in school and went to grad school for a better career. I also wish I saved a tad more dollar. I don't regret spending it on experiences and I wish I worked out and ate better. Also wish I wore more SPF. I was sick. Almost for 5 years I couldn't do anything except go to the hospital. But now I've overcome it. I have a job, I'm making money, and I'm going to travel to America next month. Thank you God. You helped me stay too long at a shit-paid job that didn't even excite me too much. But I'm turning 25 soon so I can still turn things around. Still want to take a long solo trip on my motorcycle anytime I have some money saved up. Too much drinking. Didn't take uni, personal development, work, seriously. I wisened up in late 20s but often think what I might have achieved by now if I wasn't a drunk mess from ages 18-28. Drugs, mostly. Which led to me doing nothing at all productive when I could have been spending the time learning some kind of valuable skill that would have translated to more money and better quality of life. I finished my 20s with a degree, career, marriage, house and firstborn son, plus having got to do a couple of cool trips. So I don't think I wasted it, but like everyone I have things I wish I did differently. Gambling, drugs, just in general trying to escape my past childhood teenage traumas. 27 now, just getting my life together. It gets better once you hit rock bottom. Low, stay strong friends. Didn't really waste my 20s because I was raising my kids, but I wish I had have had more money to make more memories with them when they were little. That's really my only regret. Prioritized social life, going out, trying to get girls over everything else, as was making up for my teenage nerdy virgin years. I paid for that with zero career progression. I'm only 23 but I'm wasting them because my disabilities have made me a shut-in. They ruined my life and I cannot enjoy anything nice or do anything that makes me happy. Depression and heroin addiction, which only years later did I realize that the heroin use came from trying to cure the depression. In the end, it just made it a lot worse. Living the gamer lifestyle. Got super fat and isolated playing games. No of partying. Best 5 years of my life though. Still, getting fat was a horrible mistake. Early to mid-20s were fine. But from mid to late 20s, I just focused on my career and had health problems and not as much social life as I would have liked to have. I moved from small town middle America to Las Vegas when I turned 21 and came back when I was 29. I don't remember a lot of what happened, but I do recommend it. A revolution when I was 20, curfews and years of political and economic instability, COVID and lockdowns when I was 29. And just like that, my 20s were gone. I'm probably about to waste my 20s by working them all away and still having nothing to show for it because the economy's fucked. Fuck this shit. Getting married at 23 BC, we were lied to and that was what you were supposed to do. They were a great person, but we weren't compatible at all. I might say, my 20s were a mix of exploration and learning, with some detours and unexpected adventures that ultimately shaped who I am today. No ambition. Lack of foresight. No goals. I spent so much time stressing out about my future that I never actually lived in the present. I was drinking a lot and unemployed in the first 3 years of my 20s. Quit drinking at the age of 29, it is okay now. Good lesson learned. No ambition. Lack of foresight. No goals. I spent so much time stressing out about my future that I never actually lived in the present. Studying for a degree, then working in that related field, but ended up regretting due to poor career prospects, salary and progression. Severe depression and other mental health issues, combined with working myself half to death for some really shitty employers. No long-term friends, social media breakdown, assholes, arguments, unemployment and regret of going to uni. From 24 to 27 I spent my life brooding and seething over a chick rejecting me. Fuck, that shit was cringe lol. By going out and partying too much, wasting all the money I made waiting tables, not saving anything. Getting tattoos. I don't regret having tattoos, but that's a lot of money that was spent. Oh well. I am focused on studying. I'm not saying that college is a waste, but I want to do more than that. No idea what I was doing and just had fun. Now I'm 26 and wish I had joined the military at 18. Depressed, poor, no motivation, heartbroken, very poorly, anxious, constantly hoping for a miracle. Mostly drunk and horny. Now in my 40s and would kill to go back to that time in my life. Wasted my entire 20s on my ex-wife. Now dating in my 30s is a complete nightmare. I drank and chased women, had a damn good time, wouldn't call it wasting my time. I bought a lot of dumb stuff. Should have. Saved more money, and invested more. Didn't get in the union soon enough to actually have a career and did shit jobs with fuck boys. Took me a long time and multiple tries to learn that lesson. Drank too much, didn't go to grad school, dated then married the wrong woman. Law school. The sex, drugs, and rock and roll don't really make up for it. Hardworking for shitty, abusing, lousy and underpaying employers and ICT. Moved in with a dude in Orlando that didn't ever want to leave the house. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Oh, and by no means do I think it was wasted. Depression and unfulfilling jobs with long periods of unemployment. Worrying way too much about what others think, family included. Just here for the comments as a 24-year-old, so don't mind me. Dating, having sex, basically the opposite of mindfully. Crying face. 28 and no job, no money, no friends and chronically single.